you know, it's dangerous. Sometimes you can get a really good move out of it. You know, I was hoping I could buy the dip and it just kind of move, but it didn't really work out that way. So unfortunately, I got some making up to do today already. That's all right. So what you been up to, man? Just working? Let's see. Just that and hanging out with your girlfriend? That's cool, man. What does your girlfriend do? Okay, right on. So how's it been being away from the charts? You worked at Texas Roadhouse last year. You hated it. Copy that, dude. One of my first jobs was serving at a steakhouse. It was like a fancy steakhouse, and that was one of my first jobs. And then when I was in college, I worked at Outback. So yeah, I know. I definitely feel your pain. But you know, you can make decent money waiting tables. You just got to be okay with chatting with people all day. I think it's a good skill to learn, to be honest. Yeah, dude, the Aussie cheese fries. Yo, good morning, Adam. I got cooked a little bit on this CPI. I wasn't trying to stream and set a bad example for anybody, but I do like CPI. I mean, sometimes you can catch a good move off it, you know? I wasn't in here. I was trying to catch this pullback right here. I like it. That's the gambler in me. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, but you know, if you're super careful, sometimes you can catch a good move out of it. But especially for new traders, I don't recommend it. I thought we are gonna have more strength coming out of this move, to be honest. I would definitely take a dip buy off of this VWAP. I'm thinking we're gonna come down to this gap here. But not. I don't think it's significant enough for me to try and take a dip buy here. I would take one down here though. Ninja Trader says your fund settled today. They lied, motherfuckers. Shit settles Monday. That sucks, man. It's so crazy how it takes so long. It's so annoying, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's fucking 2025. Can't you take a debit card, swipe it, and give me my money? It's crazy. And even when you use a debit card, it takes 3 days. I think the fastest way to do it is to wire it, but then you got to pay fees. Stupid. Looks like, look, it barely hit this gap. I don't know if that's all it's gonna do. It might keep coming down. I've definitely seen it on CPI where like we do what we're doing now, and this comes all the way down. Basically takes out that low. Right here. Seen that before. Doesn't look like that's what we're doing, but just, you know, on CPI days, you gotta prepare for some crazy shit. It looks like it kind of settled down quite a bit, but I think if we break below here, I could see it aggressively moving down, potentially this VWAP, and if it does that, I'll take it. Oh shit, sorry to hear that, man. That's a bummer. Damn. That sucks, brother. I hate to hear that. He was in his 80s? Oh damn, he did have a long life then. You have 7 uncles? Holy shit. That's cool, man. I loved my uncles growing up. I mean, I still do, but like they were a shit ton of fun. I was like 4, and one of my uncles gave me a like a tank top that said TNA Patrol and had a picture of a lifeguard on it. He was hilarious, man. He used to take me to like our neighborhood pool, and like he was single at the time, so he would take me to the pool and, you know, basically use me as bait for chicks at the pool. Everything's looking a little bearish. I might try like a little baby short at, you know, 1 micro. See if we can get anything. It's looking like we might move down to this VWAP or something like that. I'm just watching Delta decline rapidly. We've moved like what? 4,000 in Delta over the past, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. I don't know if we can continue moving down, but it looks like it might be leaning that way. I don't know how far it's going to go, but this VWAP looks like potentially a good target. Yeah, he's the shit, man. Uncle John. He's my favorite. after this move here, this was tricky too, because I had a position in down here and it basically came all the way back to take me out. I thought for sure we were blasting off from here, but nah. These kind of wicks can be scary, especially on days like today, because a lot of times you'll be like, okay, well, you know, we opened here on this candle, we came all the way down here, there's no way this is going to invert, and then all of a sudden you see it go like from where it is now to start moving up like that. Usually when I see candles like this, it's like I'll want to go short from right where the open is of the candle, because a lot of times it's just a real quick retracement. But on days like today, you can see this invert and start moving up. Well, look at that. That's amazing. I mean, I can't wait to have an account you can swing. Went long yesterday. Yeah, dude, look at all this shit overnight. This shit's tricky, man. This was, what a 30-point wick right here. Ah, look at that. Little piece of shit. I think I'm willing to try one more. Can you believe that came and stopped me out right there? That's, I mean, of course you can. It's fucking market, you know? Yeah, it's like they're watching me with my 1 micro, you know? I'm trying to take my liquidity. That's right, man. My one micro is moving the market. It's not the size of the waves, it's the motion of the ocean. Come on, you little bitch. Oh, great. Yeah, dude. We need to liquidate his position. We need his liquidity. Oh, come on, man. All right. Well, maybe I need to flip. Maybe I need to wait. Maybe that's probably the better move there. I definitely wanted to take it long, but I was thinking it was going to come down here and I could take it long from here. We got all this here. But it hasn't been touched yet, really. So looking like it's just, I don't know. We could just be moving a little back and forth for a bit. Let's see, what do we do? Delta's coming back up. Shit's tricky. I'm gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Maybe some coffee. All right, hell yeah. That's a bummer. We're moving already, it looks like. Man, you know what some people do? I've seen them post about it on CPI. They'll put a limit here. Like let's say they put a limit at VWAP, and then they put a limit like somewhere up here for a sell. So they have a buy and a sell. And then so when CPI happens in like a situation like today, you know, it moves down to VWAP, so it would enter long and it would close them out like up here just in the matter of 1 minute, you know. But if it goes up here first, then it would, you know, put in a sell and then they would buy down here, if that makes sense. I see some crazy numbers from shit like that. That's not something I don't know, maybe on an eval account or something, I would do it for shits. I really like being up here, or being having my price way up here. Looks like he's gonna take me out. Honestly, nothing super clean yet, except for maybe this move down, you know, that happened here. That's a 100-point move. But everything else after that's just kind of been shit. And maybe I need to stop expecting we're going to break out and squeeze. I mean, even when this was happening, I was watching it, and it was like, I was really expecting this to shoot up like a lot harder. So I don't know. We probably need to have like muted expectations for today. All-time highs, but acting like a bitch. Maybe it's just gonna be grindy. So, I don't know, maybe just dip buys, small size. Man, looks like it's coming down. This is we're just yeah, this is annoying to me. I usually like CPI a little more than this. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, still on an uptrend, but like no strength. I might have to wait for this view app to get hit. Yeah, I think you're right, man. And to be honest, I was thinking it was going to help the potential of it. And I think the big boys were ready for that. You know what I mean? Ready to keep it controlled. They had a pre-market meeting. Well, let's say an 8 a.m. meeting, and put $1 billion limit orders up here. Little bitches. That's okay. I'm just gonna keep it tight. You know, I I'm not crazy in drawdown. I mean, I'm in drawdown, which sucks, but I can get out of it. Just got to play it smart. All right, we're coming down to that VWAP. Yeah, still doing all right on the week. My only goal today is to not fuck up my week. I'm not going to go below 5,000. Hey, what's up, Allison? I'm doing okay. How are you? I'm looking good. Thanks, Allison. What you trying to sell me? My stream's going well. Could probably use some new graphics though, you know. All right, we're in. Let's go up. Time to go up. We got the bags packed. Let's do it. Allison, you're fine. What do you do for work? Where am I from? Well, first you got to answer my question though. What do you do for work? If you answer that, then I'll tell you where I'm from. This must be one of those situations where your headphones don't work, huh? Dead by Daylight and Texas Chainsaw, you love them? Damn, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for the recommendation. Not having a great day either, I see. Ha ha ha. T-Drop, nah. Nope. This all-time high CPI messed me up a little bit, man. I was trying to catch a dip, and it's like, it doesn't want to dip. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it doesn't want to dip, but it doesn't want to give you profits after it dips. Hopefully I can just hold this one, and this one will go break these highs, and maybe I'll close it out right here or something, but it hasn't been easy, put it that way. What about you, T-Drov? Did you take some trades on this CPI madness? I had an entry in this candle, but it came back and stopped me out. I thought for sure, like I was in pretty good profits. I thought for sure it was going up, and so I was adding to it. And I thought we were gonna blast off from here, but we didn't. So I ended up adding to it and then getting stopped out. I know, man. I'm just hoping this doesn't come back to my price. This is kind of the story of my CPI day thus far. Getting into a trade, thinking it's gonna work out. I add to it, bring my price up, and then it slams down on me. So I'm gonna keep it chill, keep it here, keep my price here, keep my stop here, and just see if I can let it go. One concern I have is that it wants to go lower because it didn't go below this low here. So it's looking like it could want to come down and dig into this gap a little bit more. What's up, Mars? Copy that, man. I'm just trying to keep it chill. Hopefully, we get a little bit of movement. It's been a little muted after this morning. Mars, come here. What's up, buddy? Where'd you go? Fuck. Let's see. I'm hoping I can just hold this and it's not going to come back down to this low, but definitely concerned since we stopped just shy of this low. We got all this liquidity here. Let me check out what the volume profile looks like right there. Yeah, I mean, look at how thin this is right here. Basically, he's got a bullseye. on its back here. But hopefully, you know, people are getting squeezed so hard right now that it can't come down here. What's up, Mars? Come here. Come here. What's up, buddy? Come on. Come here. Cats are so weird, dude. Like, my dog is so different. You know, he'll come up and say hi, and he'll do whatever I want. Mars will come up and, like, tap me on the leg and then just stare at me. And I'm like, well, come up here, dude. What's up, buddy? You good boy. Yeah, he's the one that fucks shit up. He'll go behind my computer and start playing with the cords. Little fuck. He's a really good cat, though. I'll have to get a video of him pissing on the toilet. Look at this. Staying below this value area high. I'm trying not to get psyched out by this price action because I don't know. I would like to be able to just hold a move instead of trying to, like, you know, like scalp. I want to hold this move to break this high, but it's looking like it wants to get low. Really not a lot of movement. So looking back here, I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to like what was happening here. See how it came down, it tapped the VWAP, and then it consolidated here for a minute before going to break that high. So here, coming down, tapping the VWAP, potentially consolidating for a minute. So I'm just wondering if instead of that immediate snapback, it's going to be just chilling here for a second, accumulating. Can't help but think it looks weak, though. You know, reviewing some of my trades yesterday, you know, there are a couple conclusions that I came to, and one is that, like, sometimes when you're observing this kind of weak, you know, when it looks weak, sometimes it's good to get out and sometimes it's not, because it, you know, it might consolidate here and not actually go hit this low. And then if you just held the trade instead of, like, you know, being squirrely about it, you could have just held it for your take profit. And then there's sometimes when, you know, price action looks really weak like this, and it's like, yeah, you don't need to take a loss on it. So, you know, what's a concrete definitive rule? I don't know. But, you know, because we hit this VWAP, we're consolidating above it. I think I'm going to hold because it's the key level I wanted. You know, I wanted it to hit this level, and this is the trade I said I wanted to take. Right now, the only concern I have is maybe my stop is too shallow. Also, sometimes I tend to add too early, and that messes my price up. So basically, I'm gonna try and sit on my hands for this trade as best I can. See if it'll play through. Oh man, you're gonna make me like Mr. Beast? Yeah, seriously, what is Mars doing? Do you see him up there? Here. T-Drov, do I ever look at ES for confirmation? Occasionally I'm watching the ES. I'm not usually watching it like on a regular basis. You're talking about like, divergence or SMT. I think I find that paying attention to one asset, at least for me, especially considering that I'm looking at, different things. I've got this chart, I've got the hourly, I've got my delta candlesticks. So it's kind of a lot to look at. And I find that for me, it's more helpful just to focus on one. But I do know some people that have success with looking at SMT divergences between NQ and ES. So I don't know. Me personally, like I will take a look at it every once in a while, but I don't have it up constantly. What about you, T-Drop? Do you look at ES as well? I've been checking out gold too here recently, but it kind of smoked me the other day. Here it is right here though. Look at this ugly ass chart. Yeah, this is the kind of price action I would want to trade on gold. Maybe. Well, I mean, I guess this is kind of clean, but considering CPI, I don't know how this shit's gonna act. This is nice. And the other day, there was a really nice move. I think here it is, right here. That was a really nice move. All right, we're up here in this gap here. We have a volume gap right here. You have an SMT indicator. Oh, nice, dude. I've found that SMTs are tough because by the time you have, let's say, a sweep, you don't know if the other asset needs to catch up or it's an SMT divergence. That's at least the way I feel about it. But have you had a lot of success with it? Oh, thanks, Allison. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to do that for free. That's really cool. Yeah, Allison, go ahead. What do you suggest? Copy that, T-Drop. Allison, what kind of artwork? Like this kind of artwork? You talking about like this kind of artwork, Allison? Damn, I can't get his mouth. There we go. Like that, Allison? Do you think this artwork is good enough to attract some people, Allison? Might need to change up the colors a little bit. Allison, do you like this? Answer me in chat if you like it. Just say yes or no. Do you like it? T-Drop, you mean for me? Yeah, I think graphic designers, unfortunately, it's going to be a tough one because of AI, you know? Yo, Cupid, I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to just hold this. Let's see. Shouldn't be expecting this without any drama, though. You know what I mean? We had 1, 2, 3 attempts. I mean, and obviously we had a nice pullback here, but 1, 2, 3 attempts, all of them failed. So expecting to have to hold through some resistance. Takes one good trade. That's right. That's actually the name of a book. One Good Trade. It's actually a really good book. It's it's written by a guy named Mike Bellafiore. He is the owner of S&B Capital. It's a proprietary trading firm, like a real one, in New York, and they have some really good traders. But yeah, One Good Trade is the name of his book. It's a good one. Allison, I appreciate you coming in here and telling me that you're going to make me Mr. Beast. But, you know, I hate to be an asshole, but I think your time would be spent better elsewhere, unfortunately. I'm not in the market at the moment for graphics. All right, so we're at this value area high. Could consider taking off some. Probably should, just be safe. I'll take one off. I think we're still going to push up, but you know, got to be ready for anything, and don't want to be stupid and not put anything in my pocket. All right, T-Drop, have a good one, man. Enjoy your weekend. My stop is right here, 472, right here. So it's above break even right now. I think we could get a squeeze here. Let's see. We're back at 7,100 on Delta. Higher time frame looks good. Yeah, that's my entries down here. 25,441. Thanks, brother. Hell yeah. Now let's just hope we're not doing this back and forth BS. Looking like we got some momentum. We got some buyers stepping in above this value area high. Delta's still looking good. We'll pull back. Let's hope for a shallow pullback, not going below 25,530. Yeah, this time it does look pretty legit. I think I'll put my stop here. Notice here, I mean, obviously you've heard me talking about this quite a bit, but how volume drops really, really drastically down. And this was dangerously close from basically 8,000, from up here, 8,000 cumulative volume delta, to almost zero. So I've been watching this very closely, and it's something I really just like paying attention to. The bounces you get, the kind of the extreme reactions you get when you hit the zero line. Right here, you see it too, right? Up here, drop down below zero, and then immediately push back up. I mean, it happens all the time. Just like around this zero line, you get the extreme reactions. So, in any case, Delta is something to be watching, especially around when you're anticipating Delta to be flipping around these areas where you're trying to take an entry. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. Hopefully this doesn't drop and stop me out. I'll be right back. All right. I'm just wondering when this low volume area is going to get hit. Right now, right now this breakout's looking safe, but um, I don't know. Maybe I mean, this is looking like we could just start moving up and grinding and kind of be go on with business, moving long. But I don't want to get too confident on this. Coming back for another pullback, it looks like. Maybe down here, maybe down to here. Yo, what's up, Max? Yeah. Oh, I don't mean to be laughing. That sucks, bro. But you just turned off your PC, like hit the power button to save yourself from tilting. That's a good move. Coming back to this point of control here. I want to see it bounce off of here. I don't want it coming back down here. Doing the same bullshit coming down. What happened? Which move are you trying to short? And then as soon as you lost the trade, did you just hit the power button, or like did you try and take a couple more trades? I want to hear about your tilt experience. I'm happy to share mine too. I think it's really interesting hearing about other people's tilt moments. I black out. Like straight up I black out on my tilt moments, and like nothing can stop me. It doesn't matter what the hell's happening. Like if I'm actually tilting, nothing can stop me. I mean, of course the only thing that can stop me is me, but like it's very difficult because I get tunnel vision. And like you hitting the power button it's a good move, dude. I could certainly like write a script. I tried to take the retest once the move down started, added unnecessarily on the way up, and then move the stop loss a little higher since the gap was quite big. Tried to take the retest once the move down started. Maybe, so like right here, maybe. Yeah. And then this wick gotcha. And then just hit the power. Damn, dude, that's some really good discipline though. I like your style, dude. I mean, sorry you lost the trade. That sucks. Yeah, but hitting the power button is the smartest thing you could do. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I get it, man. It's so frustrating, but if you take like I don't know, like maybe you want to be hard on yourself, but also sometimes in trading you get like I don't know. I mean, I think your style of trading is a little bit different than mine, but sometimes when you're reading price action, like you enter because you're seeing something, and now I totally understand with CPI. What you see is not always what you're going to get. But, I don't think you should be so hard on yourself for taking one entry because you were reading price action and it was looking like it was going down. So you tried to take a short. The only thing I would probably fault you for is sizing up big on it. That was probably emotional size up to try and get you a better price on it. Potentially, capitalize more on whatever the move was. And you were probably thinking in the future of what this trade could do for your P&L rather than, trying to think logically about it. That's probably the only fault I would have at you. But, sometimes you got to fucking take some chances in trading. Since I did have mostly losses this week. Yeah, you probably got emotional with adding, and you were thinking about how this trade could fix shit, and that's the wrong way of thinking. But if you're thinking you want to get in short because you think it's going short, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The sizing and the moving of the stop is where I would, criticize myself. This is looking like it's going for a deeper pullback. I don't know if I want to hold this. It was looking good, like we were going to immediately start moving up, but as you can see, these pullbacks can get pretty deep. I do think this is going to work, and maybe I should just hold it. So that's what I'm going back and forth on right now, whether or not just to pull this trade and then reevaluate or to let it run. It's looking like it could run higher. But I don't know. Yeah, you didn't add mostly losses this week. Yeah. Well, Max, instead of beating yourself up, I think what you need to do is figure out what it is you want to be learning, Like, don't just beat yourself up because you took a losing trade, but yeah, I mean, if you want to criticize yourself for moving the stop and adding to your position, yeah, criticize yourself for that, but don't beat yourself up for taking a shot. You gotta take shots every once in a while. And I know that you read price action just like I do, so sometimes I guess the one thing that you could probably criticize yourself for, in addition to the sizing and moving of the stop, is like maybe not having the caution you should since it's CPI. Hey, babe. Well, you can have the best day ever. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I know, it's gonna be good. I love you. All right. If this comes up here to the open of this previous candle and continues to push down, I might close it, reduce some of the stress from the drama that is going to ensue if we keep pushing off this this open right here at 25,530. Yeah. I'll give it just a little bit. I'm going back and forth in my mind because my goal for this trade was to hold and to not get shaken out by price action. One of the things I'm working on.
Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it. However long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me.
Hey, what's up, Coda? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Oh, hi. Oh, hello. You good boy? Huh? Oh. Give me an woo. Do it. Say a woo. Say a woo. Yeah. All right, do you want to go outside? Oh, you're hungry. All right. Give me 1 second, Coda. All right. That dip, I was anticipating 25.510. I was actually considering an ad there. I know, Coda. Give me 1 sec, buddy. It looks like it might. Might be safe to go get Coda some food. I'm gonna do it. I got my stop there. It is what it is. All right, motherfucker. I don't want to see this candle get weak. Come. What time is it? 11:49. It's looking like it's going to push back down. Yo, what's up, M. Wallace? Does the fair value gap below the latest candle matter to me? Right here or here? Yes, it does. Below the latest candle. Yeah. Down here? It does. Yep. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Your internet's going to be free? That's what's up. Oh, no. M. Wallace, it does not need to be filled. In fact, because I'm long, I prefer for it not to be filled. What I'm looking for in any gaps that are below the current price action is a dip into it, but that's it. I do not want to see a lot of time spent. So if we're looking at this gap right here, let's say right here, we got essentially two gaps. I'll combine them right here. So in this area, I don't want to see this essentially come back to it. I wanted to see it dip into here and then go back above this gap immediately. So what it did is good for my trade. What it's doing now is not good. I don't like this because it looks like it's coming back down to this gap. So yes, this fair value gap does matter. What I want to see is this not get closed. I want to see this left open. That is an indication of strength, and that's what I want to see. It's looking like this could potentially spend some time back in here. The more time that price spends in these gaps, the less I trust the gaps. Gaps should be an area of support. And if you think about it this way, this gap here, this gap isn't even super significant because we've been run over and over and over and over. So when you're basically what I'm looking at is this volume profile, and we have less volume here, but it's not super significant. Like the volume is not super low in here, like here. You see here how there's like hardly any volume. This fair value gap is going to be much stronger at rejecting price than this one. But because I'm in a long trade, I don't want to see this gap messed with for a long period of time. I want to see price come back, and then I want to see strength come in. Basically, what these gaps should represent is areas where you have kind of like passive buyers sitting in here with limit orders. Think about like hunters in a blind, where they're waiting for price to dip into here so they get an opportunity to buy it at a lower price to take it. And then I want to see aggressive buyers step in and push this price up above here. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you think about it this way too, like, so we had a gap created here on the way down, right? Whoops. I've got too much shit on my screen right now. Hang on one sec. So if you're looking at this fair value gap right here that was created, what you would want to see if you're trying to take a short after this fair value gap here forms, you want to see price come back into this gap and immediately shoot back down and get rejected in this. But you notice how it came up here, it got rejected here, and then it started pushing up and pushing up. That's an indication that this gap is not going to hold, right? So this gap is going to be an inverted gap. And now it should be used on the bullish side. So if you think about why this concept makes sense, you've got let's say you've got bearish price action and you got bears pushing this down, you got hard selling, you got short positions, you got people that are sort of panic selling. Well, now once it starts flipping and starts going bullish, you got people that are in trouble. This is essentially a bear trap. So now everybody that was short here, and everybody that was looking for lower prices, you got people buying the dip, you got people that are getting out of their shorts, and it starts creating, this gap creates like a vacuum where price is being sucked up, you know, here, because everybody's like, oh shit, I better cover my short. You got these dip buyers like, oh, we're going to break out. So now you have momentum to the upside. So now you have buyers, you know, down here throughout this area, and you have these short sellers who have covered their position from here. So as you come down here, everybody who didn't cover their position here, or in this area, once it comes back down here, they might be either in profit or break even. So you want to see the same reaction that you were seeing here happen again. Plus, you want to see people that missed buying the dip down here protecting this area, essentially. So that's part of the reason it makes sense. The other reason it makes sense is a lot of times when you have these gaps, it's a low volume type of situation, and anywhere there's low volume, price will want to retrace to for fair value. Essentially, just like being offered the opportunity to get buyers involved. So now that we're coming back into this gap, not a terribly huge fan of it. Looks like price is rejecting, but even just the fact that we're revisiting here is a little bit concerning for me. I wanted to be able to hold this trade. Now this price action, especially with this wick up here, is looking like it could potentially be turning bearish. We could be coming back down for a revisit here. I don't know. I was attempting to hold this trade that I have for the breakout. And while I still think this breakout could happen, this coming back up here and coming back down here is not ideal, although it does look like we could potentially be accumulating. We got a down wick here, a lower down wick here, and a lowered, well, equal down wick here. Just not ideal. Yeah, my hope on this trade was that this was gonna basically break out. Come take the high a day and create a new high a day up to here. Now, you know, a little pullback is to be expected, but what I'm trying to weigh right now is whether this is reasonable. You know, this move up and then pulling back here, you know, it is reasonable. It's just not ideal. Because as you can see, the previous times we did that, we retraced way deeper than I would like to be holding for. You know, we come up here, we reject, we retrace. Come up here, we reject, we retrace. Reject, retrace, big times. So this, while this move up, this leg up looks different than these do, I still would prefer to see this like essentially have so much momentum built up as it comes up, because you got people short squeezing out and you got people buying the breakout, that you see this momentum continue very quickly. That's an ideal scenario. In your research, you learned about a hammer candle. Is that what's forming right now? Yes, that's a hammer candle. And, you know, the one thing I would say about, you know, learning candles, learning candlestick formations is important. It's one of the basic things you want to understand. The one thing I would say is don't place a lot of importance on any single candle. Everything needs to be in context. Because you see, we have a hammer candle here, we got a shooting star here, we got another hammer candle here. So this is essentially like a consolidation. But within context, you know, what you want to do is you want to say, where are we in the overall price action for the day? So I can either place importance on these hammer candles or not. The reason the context matters is because you got a hammer candle And now you have a rejection up top, which creates this shooting star. Then you have another hammer candle, which basically this is showing indecision. And if you look at this on a 15-minute, this is essentially a doji candle. So if I change it to the 15-minute, and a doji is just like you got wicks on both sides. So see how that the 3 candles make up this doji candle we're currently in. So it's like, if you're looking at the 5-minute, it might look more important than it actually is. This 15-minute tells you there's indecision here. But the fact that we're creating this doji candle or those hammer candles after tapping into this gap can also provide you with the context that we're getting a rejection from down here, which is what I want to see for a long position. So basically the point I'm trying to make is, yes, it is a hammer candle, and it's good that you're studying, candlestick formations and patterns, but just make sure that you don't place more importance on the candlestick pattern than you do the context. And what I would say about, the candlestick formations, in, kind of support of understanding the context beyond it, like if you're looking for a pullback or a reversal, make sure you're not just looking at that individual candle. Look at the following candles. Like this is the kind of candle you want to see after this kind of hammer candle. And this provides you a little bit more context. It's you open here, you come down, you reject, and then if you see this candle, you don't necessarily, unless you have experience in trading this kind of stuff, you don't necessarily want to just blindly take the dip. Ideally, you're seeing a follow-up candle. And as you can see right here, this is still indecision because we came up here and now we're creating a wick on top, and it's looking like this could just be a pullback and we're going to continue higher. But, there's a lot of faking out that's happening right now. Like that to me was tricky, but kind of to be expected. We're at all-time highs, right? So tricky price action is to be expected. And then a lot of times before you actually break out from a level like this, you can expect a sharp move down, which is kind of, this whole thing is a sharp move down, but a really sharp move down that fakes everybody out into selling, and then it moves up. Basically, like, what happened here. This is like a larger time frame of what I'm talking about. It's about to break this level. Oh, we're gonna drop it so that we can accumulate down here and then take it up. Here, we're about to potentially break this high. It'll drop real quick, fake everybody out, and then start moving up. This thing's moving like a slug. Hoping after we break this level, we'll get a squeeze and some momentum pick up. But for now, this is just like lethargic.
I'm also keeping in the back of my mind that this area down here is ripe. Potentially a big move to come down here at some point. Dude, you're gonna go get some coffee from the store? From Starbucks? This is whack. I don't like this shit. Yeah, make your own, dude. Save some money. Not a fan of this candle right here. Okay. I'm gonna close that trade. I don't know. Just not feeling it. Yo, thanks, brother. I've got still got some accounts I need to get out of the red, but yeah, up 10K on the week, back basically where I was before I started today, but that's all right. Just slow gains today. I'm gonna take it easy and dig myself out of this red that I got myself into trading the CPI. Slow and steady today. Let's do it. So usually what happens, I'll just, thinking out loud in trades like this, usually what happens is it will trick me into getting out of the position. And pretty quickly, because of the nature of whatever it's doing that's faking me out, usually pretty quickly after I get out of a move like this, it'll do the second leg of the move. And I know that's a risk in getting out, but sometimes it's like, I don't know how long this is going to happen for, but sometimes like holding on to a trade like this is when you're kind of on edge about it. Sometimes the profit isn't worth it, if it makes sense. Like sometimes like the back and forth is like, especially when I'm in drawdown, sometimes I got to take the mental win to just kind of reset my brain and reevaluate. This is where emotional control is important, though. Yep. Yeah, 100%, man. So my goal was to hold this trade. I didn't hold it for the breakout. And you know, that observation and thinking out loud is like, this is, you know, it's a repeating sort of pattern for me. And so that's why I can at least have the intention of holding it, and kind of max myself out emotionally on it. But then, you know, my goal is to observe after that. So now I'm observing, what is price going to do here? How quickly after my breaking point, you know? And it's not like I was frustrated. It was more just like, okay, this has gone back and forth. Like, okay, so I was holding it from down here. Thought we were going to break out pretty much immediately. Came back down, wicked here, came back down, wicked here, came up, and then one more wick. How quickly after that is it going to break out? And most of the time, it's pretty immediate. So this is all for my journaling. You know, like as I'm going through a trade, you know, how long was I holding this trade for? Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, about an hour and, you know, whatever, maybe an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. I was holding this. And, you know, after I'm holding a trade for like an hour and it's not doing what I anticipated it doing after like 20 minutes, like I anticipated this coming up and just boom, blasting off, since we basically took this low and was using this as like a trampoline. So I held for, you know, about an hour longer, you know, trying to wait for this move to happen. And after like an hour of holding in the back and forth, and especially getting burned on the same kind of moves before in the morning, it starts to wear me down a little bit. So I can commend myself on trying to hold it, but now it's time to observe and see how much longer did I need to hold for this to actually play out. And it's looking like maybe 5 minutes that I needed to hold longer. And that's okay. Like I knew that it's a risk that this goes and breaks out if I sell it. You know, sometimes what keeps you from getting back in? You know, I don't have a good price, and because the nature of the way this is moving, it could very easily come back up, look like it's breaking out, and then drop. So, you know, I am reading order flow, I am reading price action, and it does look like it's going to break out. And sometimes I will take it, but I don't know. I feel like this could fake out. Also, trying to be as present as possible and observing this. More, it's about, let me observe this for the future so that the next time I'm in a trade like this, I have, you know, data, you know, and experience that can give me, you know, that 5 more minutes of holding with comfort. The hourly time frame looks good. Looking like we're just coiling up to bust through this. And if I do take this, I would like to see how price reacts after it breaks out. Potentially we get a retest, potentially it just keeps going. But what I'd like to do is just see what happens when we break out. And if it looks like it's like a point of no return type of situation, like there's so much momentum, so much buying happening, after it breaks out, I might hop in. My initial thought was that we were going to go to 25,580 ish. And if you take the distance between this value area low and this value area high, so that's what this line is. I'm going to carry that through. So this would be 1 times the range. 25,580 is about half, maybe a little bit higher than a half, but that's what I'm looking for, like for a breakout level, because we have no levels to go off of because we're at all-time highs. So you got to take your best guess at where you should potentially take profit, and you know, maybe you don't take profit and you just trail your stop. But if I had to put a target on what this breakout is going to go to, that would be my first kind of area. I'll take half of this consolidation area we've been in and put that on top of it, and that puts us around 25,580. Looking good for this breakout still. Right now, for me, it's just about let's watch what it does. So if we do break out here, and then we come back to this area, I'll be watching down here, and then could potentially be looking at an entry off of VWAP down here. So I'll go ahead and write out where my potential entries would be. Also, just another thing to consider, we could have volume dying out if we break out and if we break out of this area and we don't have a lot of aggressive buying volume. It's going to be scary for longs, right? Because you get a lot of people buying this breakout right as we're speaking. And those people are going to be screwed if we end up breaking out and we don't have volume. So that's going to be a scenario I'm looking for as well. But right now, I just don't have enough information to take a trade. But what I do know is that I would likely take a trade from here. Let's see, long entry here. I would be looking at a long entry down here, probably 25,420. Let's hear. So these are the two entries I'd be potentially looking for, and then if we come up here and it starts dying, I don't know if I want to short this at all-time highs because it could just blast. It could just out of nowhere start blasting. So I think this would be a risky trade if you're trying to short this. So these are probably the two entries I'd be watching, and then in this area maybe, but I don't know if I trust this gap. Oh, and then If we break out with momentum up here, we retest this value area high right here. This could also be a potential long entry. But if I enter up here, it'll probably be lower size. So I would probably enter with 1 up here or 3 down here. Okay. Got a little breakout volume there, but you can see it was very controlled, at least thus far. We got a big buyer that's stepping in right here. See if we get some follow through. Looking promising. This little quick move could potentially be what this was supposed to represent, right? We broke out and then retested this level. Wasn't a complete retest yet, but it looked like it could have happened pretty quickly. Push up, people taking profit, and now it's not able to break below this area again. We might have some momentum to the upside. So I might be down to enter with 1. I'm watching. Cumulative volume delta looking decent. I'm gonna go in with 1 if I can get filled here. And my stop is gonna go below the point of control. This can actually be tightened up, I think, right to here. This looks like a good invalidation point right here at these highs where this market structure shift happened, right here. Now again, if anybody out there is taking this, notice I'm going in with 1 micro. I would not recommend sizing up with this kind of price action, and especially at this level. It's gonna. This price action has the ability to cause a lot of stress, because you can see. I mean, the stakes are extremely high at these areas. We're at all-time highs. You've got a lot of big money on the line from people. A lot of people trying to protect positions, and when I say people, I mean like large institutional traders trying to protect their capital. Looks like we got a lot of activity going on right here, and we don't really know what's going to shake out. What I do know is that this is a very, very, we're at all-time highs. We got a lot of volume coming in, a lot of big players coming in, and this could be, people potentially taking profit, people accumulating short positions. So this trade might go against me, even though that quick snap down and then support down here looked as though this area was going to hold. Once you start having these large participants enter the market, kind of anything can happen. To me, what it's looking like still is it's still looking good for long. You can see, like, as we're coming down, it doesn't have a lot of follow through to the downside. If we start seeing this following through and this candle flipping, I'm going to start worrying about, this position might get stopped out. Now it's flipping. You see, we got some strength pushing it down. I want to basically see it this candle turn green as quickly as possible from red. If this spends a lot of time red, I think this stop could definitely get hit, and we could be coming back down to this area. This looks to me like a potential false breakout. I'm watching this cumulative volume delta as well. We're just note that we're at 6,900 right now. Okay, so you can see volume went up, but price did not. Still looks 50-50 to me. It's getting wacky. Looks decent for a squeeze, like at any moment it could just pop. But if we keep seeing this being pushed down, sellers might be able to take control of it. And if sellers take control of it, might be looking at this area or this area. Either way, you can see how getting into these kinds of trades can be really tricky. And, you know, especially if you're in with like regular size. I went in with one contract, one micro, anticipating some funny business, you know. And if you want to be able to have like a 20-point stop, you got to do the calculation on it. You know, I'm risking essentially $40 on this trade, and multiply that 40 times however many contracts you're putting in, and you know, even at 2 contracts, $80 on this trade is too much risk because of, you know, all this back and forth. Looking like we could be coming down. Seeing this immediate red candle after a breakout like this is not ideal. You can also see, you know, in trading days like this, again, it goes back to like there's a lot at stake, and these candles can be very confusing to read. You know, it's one of those days where you discount intra-candle price action because momentum is tough to read. Levels, like big levels, like this is a big level. That was a good level to take a trade. This is a big level too, but it hasn't shaken out any, you know, the drama. And instead of being on the low end of the bounce, this is a breakout level, which in this kind of price action is riskier because you see what's happening. You break out, you come back in. You fail to break out, you come back in. Breakout, come back in. So there's a lot of pullbacks. Whereas if you're taking one of these lower price levels, you're taking the dip. You're not taking a breakout and then anticipating a dip. So if you're a newer trader, this is today. You know, today's a good day to study. You know, you have data that was released, CPI, this morning. We come down here, we manipulate the lows, we boom, shoot down, shoot immediately up 100 points, consolidate, shoot down, come back up, lots of consolidating. But this big move, like you don't want to be in this move. I know it looks tempting, but you know, the more times you see these kinds of days where data comes out, news comes out, high impact news, the more you realize it's just not worth it because it can really do some damage and it can send you on tilt. Looking weak. Now, this is one of the things I'm referring to, like when reading price action, it's tough. Because what I'm always looking for in these candles is like, how is price reacting at certain levels? And every time it's touching this high, this value area high, you'll see it like a magnet repelling it. It comes up and immediately forms a wick. Comes up, immediately forms a wick. But what makes it difficult is on days like today, like normally I would see that and it would make me want to go short. Days like today, you can get this wicking happen and then immediately it pops up. And honestly, you can, like, you know, one of the things to note is how much drama do you get per dollar that you can make out of these trades? And you see I'm in with one micro. Maybe this trade stops me out. Maybe this trade goes in my direction. But it certainly is not giving it to me easy. You know, so something to weigh. You got like, you know, how hard are you working for your money? And conditions like this, sometimes it's worth it to not be in, you know, because it's causing you so much like just back and forth that like to make like $40 on this, if it takes an hour and a half of drama, might not be worth it, you know? You might just wait for a better opportunity where you can get in, get out in like 5 minutes and you made your, you know, $40 to $100 or something like that. All considerations, you know, you want to have when potentially trading on days like today. What's up, Coda? You want to go outside? All right, bud. You're a good boy. All right, so it looks like it's going to stop me out. Now the question is, what do we do? What if we do if it's coming down here? Do we take it? I don't know if I trust this gap. I would take a long entry here and a long entry here. My plan, that's my plan. Kind of depends on how price is acting too, because like within the last, what is that? You know, within the last hour, we've basically just consolidated. All right. So, is it worth it? This price action is more frustrating than it is fruitful. Like right here in this candle here, let's see how long it stays within this range, right? Like maybe 10 points. Yes, I definitely have. Like one tick away, it misses you, and then it moves. Those are the best. Especially when like if price is moving really well, and okay, so let's say I was like looking for an entry down here, and like my stop is right here, and I see it like move here, and you can add to it when it's like one tick away from your stop, so it doesn't really add much risk, but it doubles your position size. Those are the best. Okay, so again, you know, one of the things I wanted to watch is where does this candle go? It's not going anywhere. It's between like 5 points. Just going back and forth between 5 points, and it's like that's kind of shit that can kill your account, especially if you're like stressed, because it can cause you to just take multiple entries when the market isn't moving. All right, it looks like it's gonna push up, but let's see if it just like fakes us out and then comes back down. It's crazy too, because like you see, like it looks like there's a lot of action. You know, looks like there are a lot of orders coming through, but price isn't doing shit. So, like when you look at the higher time frame, it looks like we're just going to be grinding up. The tough part is can we make money on it? maybe I mean, my guess is that the best move I could have done is if I had my price, you know, I was in at like 25,440 or something like that, holding that for the whole day could be a potential solution to all this bullshit, which I was holding it until it started. Basically, I couldn't take it anymore. Now this, on the hourly, this is looking like this candle could just come up for a like a 1-to-1 move right here. Take this candle body length and put it up here. So maybe 26,000. Sorry, 25,600. But I think there's going to be a lot of drama in between. All right, so that was one fake out. It looked like it was going long, came back. And actually, it's two fake outs right here. Now, what I'm looking at right here, I'm looking at these essentially the high of each candle. I want to see if the price action follows this line down, or if it breaks it. The way it's looking is it's looking like it's coming down either here or here or here. That's what it's looking like to me, at least. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I just caught Mars peeing. A lot of times, like as soon as I wake up to go pee in the morning, Mars is already on the toilet. Like he'll like race to the toilet to beat me to it. But look, I was saying I wanted to show you guys. That was him just now. Yo, what's up, Ben? Dude, it's gonna be your first day back trading. Are you gonna full port or what? Yeah, dude, you're a trader again. All right, looks like we had a reaction off of this point of control. I think it's going to be fake. I don't think it's really going up to blast. But that's why I'm not trying to short. Because look at that. Oh, you got some boo-boos? Kickball's fun though. Were you guys, was it like drunk kickball where you have to hold the beer in your hand? Maybe this is going to take the highs. This little piece of shit. Yeah, he got some boo-boos. What happened? You slid into home base? Did you set up your account? Sick. Well, you should set that shit up right now. This little fucking piece of shit. Look at it. Just look at it. The way it's acting makes me want to short it to punish it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's tricky as fuck. I want to punish the market with one micro. I want to punish the shit out of it with one micro and get my pound of flesh. For being such a little bitch, I want to short it. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to short it with one micro and I'll move the market. Yeah, I don't know. We're hella positive right now. Looks like we're grinding up. So try and formulate a strategy that doesn't involve waiting for it to come back to VWAP, but VWAP might be the best call here. I don't know. Try a little dip buy here. Yeah, come on, squeeze. This price action kind of makes you feel like a dipshit when you enter the market. Like it starts moving, you enter, and then it stops moving. And if this candle turns red and comes all the way back down to my stop, I might just hit the power button. Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at it. Yeah, oh my gosh. One more. Come on. It's amazing how the market can move in a way that perfectly prevents you from making money. It's amazing. I think before we come back down, it could push up. That's what I'm looking for that push up before we come back down. But every time we're breaking out, we're coming back down, break out, coming back down, break out, come back down, break out, coming back down. So par for the course. But this one looks like an actual breakout of the area this time instead of just wicking above it. So let's see. Hopefully we can tap this value area high and start moving back up. Otherwise, I'll put my dunce cap on. That's right, get out of here. That's what I thought. Fuck out of here. Go on, get out of here. Come on. Seriously, get out of here. So silly. The only moves worth being in the market for are these spikes, because otherwise it's just going to jack around. Ugh. If this keeps doing this, I'm gonna probably anticipate that we're coming back down just like this did to whatever it wants to hit before it bounces, and I'm not holding through that. They can do that without me. As a matter of principle. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. An hour. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, come on. Come on up. I want a friend that's a market maker so I can just pick his mind on what it feels like to be kind of like one of the most annoying people in the world. But I would actually love to have a friend that's a market maker. All right. So what I'm wondering is it coming back down here before it goes up? Or are we building enough momentum to where we can just go up? Haven't created a new high yet. Every time we did create this high, but since then we haven't created a new high yet. Every time we've created a new high, we just start sinking until we hit some key level. Previously, it was this gap. 2 times ago, it was this gap. 3 times ago, it was VWAP. The immediate previous time was the point of control. So, I don't know. It's looking like we might have some momentum building up so that we could go break this high, but it would be the anomaly. Yeah, I wish I could have held that long from down here, man, and just been like, fuck it. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Okay, so here, the problem is like you do have these pullbacks. So you break all-time high. This one was a good one. Wait, let me go back further. Actually, let me go to the daily. I mean, for swing trade, yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. See, so about 23,000. Let me drop back to the hourly. The fuck you. It's okay. I'll look at this ugly chart for a second. That's the problem for like for short-term trading, because we've been breaking all-time highs here, and as soon as we do, it dips. Well, for a lot of them, let's say. I don't know. It looks like it has a little run up and then it dips. Here. But the dips have been pretty huge. But like overall, yes, it does grind. This is looking different. This break of all-time high is looking different, if you notice. Like this looks like a breakout on the higher time frame. Is it coming right back down to me, you little piece of shit? I wish I could cause the market pain. Here is the challenge. Like I want to hold it, but my stop is too shallow. Because anytime I've been on the wrong side, when it starts flipping like this, it just comes down and bam, slams into my shit. So you gotta risk it for the biscuit. You gotta risk more. It's playing games. Playing games. Okay, Ben, you got that shit set up? That's dope. Get out of here. Hell yeah, let's play some more games. Fuck yeah. I think it's coming down. Probably doing something similar to this. Coming down to this trend line. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. It's gonna come down and stop me out, and this is I don't want to move my stop because if it just reverses and takes me out down here, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah. I'm gonna put it at the low of this candle now that it kind of is going back up. It'll probably just slam right back down or something stupid. Might even break even on it. Just get out of here, you know? Just go on and get. What's Mamba mentality? Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Kobe. Yeah. Hell yeah. Come on back down, little fucker. Get. Go on, get. All right, I'll break even now. So sick, dude. I'm streaming on YouTube, so I can't do anything about it. They'll shut my shit down. Fuck yeah, make me some music I can play. That would be the shit. Ben can make some music too. So can I, actually. Like one in 20, like 1 in 50 royalty-free music, like songs are good. I just got to make a playlist and then I'll have like 20 songs I can play over and over. Yeah, come on back down. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Dude, you know this guy, what's his name? Anyway, on Spotify, it's called Stream Beats. I think his name is Harris Keller or something like that. And hell yeah, $4. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He hired musicians to make royalty-free music, and it's called Stream Beats. And so I don't know. I think he makes, I want to say like 80 grand a month off of it. And I don't know how it works when you make royalty-free music or whatever that people can play when they stream, but basically he's targeting streamers so that like they can play it on Spotify. And so now that he has this music made, he just, you know, he'll continue to pay people or whatever, but every month, you know, new streamers are picking it up or whatever. So it's generating about 80K a month for him as a business. It's badass. This price action is sick. I really like it. All right, so I guess my question is, are we gonna dump down to here? I don't think it makes sense to short it, but Might dump. Yeah, I really got a piece of it. I could also see a retracement to like 25, 430-ish. I might try short. Oh, dude, fuck yeah, breakout. Go long now. I think this is exactly what happened last time I tried to short it. It just immediately started breaking out. Ah, this is sick. It is exactly what happened last time. I'll have to figure out where it was, but it's exactly what happened. Oh, hell yeah. Take me out my break even. I'll kill you. I'll kill you, market makers. Oh my God. All right. I got to stop. Because it makes me want to hit the power button. God, look at this stupid shit. Look how ridiculous. Looks like it might be coming down though. Who knows? Who knows what it's done? Consolidating. I think I'm going to trade on the sim. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll write it up here so nobody's worried about me. Get out of here with this song. To me, it's looking like This market just kind of isn't worth trading unless something different happens. Like starting, you know, the market starting to get super weak or something like that. But this back and forth grinding is really, really tough price action trade. The only kind of like money there is to be made is like quick scalps, unless you're holding obviously from like down here. Still looks like you could launch long, I guess. Looks like this area right here is kind of holding. Get out of here. The 15-minute looks a lot cleaner. Man. Okay. We gotta change this shit. Is this reversing? The first time we haven't taken this high out. And now we got this selling going on. Looking like we got absorption when buying is happening. Yeah, get out of here. It's probably gonna go. It's probably gonna stop here and go take the highs out. I mean, this is looking weak, but who the fuck knows? I'll probably just put in a break even here, just in case. What's up, Coda? What's up, baby boy? You want to go outside? Hey, you want to go outside? I'll let you outside. Come on. You know? So sick. I just don't trust anything. Look at this. Look at this stupid wick, you know? This is one of those times where I got to be, you know, just careful because it seems like it's impossible to win. And those are the times when I really can get frustrated. Like it's seemingly impossible. And now it's going to come take this high that I was trying to get. Like, Jesus. God. Never ceases to amaze me, the market, you know? It won't even let me put a break even in. I might just have to get out of this stupid shit because I feel like it's just going to bounce and take these highs. It's not dumping. How the fuck was that a loss? I'm pretty sure my stops are limits. There's definitely going to be a move at some point to come back down to this VWAP, but I don't know if I can call it. Right now, every move I try and take just comes right back to me. No way. If this dumps, I'll hit the power button. No way. All right, guys. I think you got to shut down the stream. I'm losing my mind over here. It's impossible to win for me. And that's a good time to shut it down. I'm ending the week with 8K, and I'm going to hold on to it. Over 8K. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to let this bullshit, tempt me into losing my fucking cool, because this is so frustrating. So I'm going to end it. I'm up 8K on the week, probably 8,500 or something. That's cool. I'm down with that. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get off. You guys stay safe with this bullshit. And I'll update in Discord if anything happens. But I think I'm just going to turn the charts off, because this is some garbage price action. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.